What is going on, everybody? Zyonik here, and in today's video we are jumping into another set of Go Battle League battles for the Ultra League. Now today we are bringing Ursaring, and Ursaring is honestly pretty good, guys, having access to Shadow Claw as a fast move, close combat, and play rough. It can really cover a lot of the meta. It's going to do well against those tanks like Registeel. It can do well against Giratina Altered, and it has great coverage moves with that play rough for those fighters we're going to see. Now, here in game one, we're up against an Ampharos. This is actually the first time I've seen Ampharos, and I know it is very, very deadly. It has access to Thunder Punch and a fighting move. I believe it is Focus Blast. But we're going to go ahead and go for close combat here, hoping to get a shield. And then what I'm going to do is now swap into Giratina Altered. Giratina Altered with Dragon Breath is going to transition me nicely. Now we see a Lapras right here. So Lapras is a good counter to Giratina Altered, but it definitely needs to try to land Ice Beams if it can. And what I'm going to do is basically not shield in these situations. I want my opponent to have to land an Ice Beam, but they're going for Surfs, which is perfectly fine for me. So we're going to go ahead and just keep going for Dragon Claws right here. Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw will still do some nice damage in this thick boy fight that we have. And what I also have to be concerned about is the fact that Ampharos has a lot of loaded energy. It has basically 4 Volt Switches, I think 4 or 5, which is almost the equivalent of almost 2 Thunder Punches. 3 Volt Switches is basically 1 Thunder Punch. So another charge move coming in. It is going to be the Surf again. So now it's actually going to be a race for damage, and he's going to use his energy again, which I'm perfectly fine with right here. But what we're going to do is, I believe I bring back in Ursaring. Yeah, I bring back in Ursaring. I want some more energy right here, because energy on Ursaring is like the most important thing. It doesn't really matter what health you're at, as long as you have that energy to close games, it's really going to be clutch. Now, we go into Togekiss right here. Yes, this is a bad matchup for us. Ampharos has electric type moves, super effective damage to Togekiss, but what I'm hoping is I can finish off with Charm before he gets to another charge move, but he doesn't. He gets to Thunder Punch, but this won't take us out. Thunder Punch, even though it's super effective, doesn't have the damage behind it to one-shot us right there. And then the final Pokemon is going to be Shiftry, which is absolutely amazing, guys. Shiftry is going to be very weak to Charm and close combat. So all we have to do is get his shield, which is perfectly fine for us. He is going to do his best to farm energy up for 2 charge moves, but he won't be able to get to 2 in time because our Ursaring, again, like we said, having the energy to close is what you want, and we're able to get to close combat here and finish off the Shiftry. So really good battle right there. Great team by my opponent there, running the Ampharos, Shiftry, Lapras. Really awesome to see. So great to see these battles. Now we are in the 2800s. So rank 9, 2800s. I think we're at 2840s or 2830s. But yeah, this was a pretty fun team to run today. And here in game 2, we have Ursaring versus Articuno. Okay, so this is really not good for us, guys. I think Articuno is probably one of the things that really handles our team, because the coverage that I have in the back, the reason why I built Ursaring, Togekiss, and Giratina Altered is the most common things that I didn't want to lose, or that I'm weak to, is going to be those fighters. So maybe like a Poliwrath, or Machamps or Lucarios or something. So I wanted to have coverage in the back with Charm and resistances with Giratina Altered. So this is really bad because Icy Wind is going to be lowering our attack, and we're going to have to go into 2 shields here. Now, close combat, if it lands, is going to do a ton of damage, but he does decide to swap, and he swaps into Cresselia, which is really, really thick, and Cresselia, again, is fantastic against our backline. It's good against Togekiss, it's good against Giratina Altered, has access to Aurora Beam and Moonblast, which both will do super effective damage to Togekiss with Aurora Beam, and Moonblast to Giratina Altered. So this is not good for us. We are really up against it with this team right here. Now we're going to go for Ancient Power, hoping for the boost. We don't get the boost, and he's going to farm us down for energy. So this is not good. So what I need to do is go into Ursaring, hope to get off a charge move, and then swap into Giratina Altered. So we're going to go for the play rough right here. Again, my switch clock is coming up, so this is really, really cutting it close. We need to swap now into Giratina Altered, hoping maybe he went for Aurora Beam instead of Moonblast. That's what I'm hoping for right here, because it would do less damage. but he goes for the Moonblast, and this is it for us. So he also has a Swampert. So really good team composition by my opponent versus my own team. There's not a lot I think I could have done because if I was to swap out Ursaring versus Articuno, it's into bad matchups, and it would just be way downhill from there. So let me know down in the comments if you guys are running into teams that just absolutely destroy your own. I don't run into it too often, but I've noticed that some of my opponents have some really fantastic teams, and I would love to try out that team once I get a Cresselia. That team looks like a lot of fun. So now moving into game 3 here. Ursaring again on the lead, pretty strong. It can get to charge moves relatively quickly, but it does have to watch out for those fighters, which we see right here. We see, actually no, this is an armored Mewtwo. So again, what I'm worried about here is Side Strike will still do a ton of damage, guys. We are normal typing. On top of that, it also has access to Dynamic Punch. So what we're going to do is go for the Play Rough right here. I'm hoping we possibly get a shield, which we do get a shield, so I'm going to go into Giratina Altered, but we can't. He gets off the charge move right away. So now what we're going to do is build up some more energy because he just did a Side Strike, so we're going to get some free energy right here because, again, Ursaring with energy in the back can really close out games. And now we're going to go into Giratina Altered. Giratina Altered can soak the charge move. Side Strike will still do quite a bit of damage, but it's okay for us. And now we're going to see a Giratina Mirror fight. Now we are running the Dragon Breath variant. The reason why is on that safe switch, I really want to pressure health more with Dragon Breath in somewhat neutral fights, something like Giratina Altered or something like Swampert or something like that. And then on top of that, we can still get to charge moves relatively quickly. Now we're able to get to another Dragon Claw here. We got one shield from him, and hopefully this could get his second shield, which it does. I'm loving this right now. Absolutely loving this, guys, because we have Togekiss that can farm all of this energy while maintaining a shield. So we'll have to see what he has in the back. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Togekiss. I'm guessing because he's going for Dragon Claw right here. So this is going to be resisted, which is really, really good for us, able to soak that energy. And he swaps into Swampert, which is okay for us. We're not going to shield right here. Hydro Cannon will still do some heavy neutral damage, but I am okay with staying in this position because now I'm going to swap to Ursaring, build up a little bit of extra energy, and then go for the close combat. This will be finishing off the Swampert. I think it's going to get it really close, and we can finish off with one Shadow Claw. Perfectly fine for us. He still has Giratina Altered, and he has Armor Mewtwo, which is low, and we're going to be able to get to the Play Rough. This is, again, why I said Ursaring with loaded energy at endgame is very, very deadly, guys, which is why I put him in the lead with coverage so that if it was a bad situation, I can bail out of there. Now we are back in the matchup of Togekiss versus Giratina Altered here, and this is good to go. We're able to safely shield, even if this was an Ancient Power, but it is going to be a Shadow Sneak, and we're going to be able to finish off with Charm. So really good game 3 right there. And now we're going to move into game 4, where we face a fighter. I believe this is the Poliwrath one. And I make a key mistake in this. I think if I would have made a better decision by having more experience with this team, we could have definitely won this game. But I'll make a mistake, and you guys will see, and I'll talk about why it was a mistake and what I could have done differently to win this fight. So Poliwrath versus Ursaring. This is okay for us, but we do have to watch out for Dynamic Punch. But we can go for Play Rough right here. Play Rough is going to be doing super effective damage to fighters. So what I need to do now is swap into Giratina Altered to soak the charge move, which we do. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Couldn't have done it any better right there. And what we're going to see is he's going to now swap out into Registeel. So still up at it right here, but because of Dragon Breath and Shadow Sneak now, we're actually going to be able to win this fight if we go into double shield. So we are going to get off these Shadow Sneaks now. It's going to be a pretty long-winded fight. These guys are both thick, as you guys can know. As you guys know, not can know, but yeah. So we're just going for Dragon Breath, Shadow Sneaks right here. We're going to start shielding now because I definitely need to get this Registeel out of there. What I ideally want to do is line up Togekiss versus Poliwrath and Ursaring versus whatever he has in the back. That's my dream opportunity right here. So we can do that as long as we go into 2 shields. So he's going to be getting off another charge move right here. Again, I'm going to invest another shield because if he doesn't shield right here, we can get to a Shadow Sneak, and this should be able to basically take him out as long as he doesn't shield. Now, I'm guessing he's not going to shield. He's going to want to save it, but I definitely want that switch advantage, so I'm okay. But he swaps, and this was my error, guys. I go into Togekiss. That's not what I should have done. I should have gone into Ursaring. Ursaring will do better in this matchup, plus he just used his switch lock, which means, oh man, I could have saved Togekiss for Poliwrath, and Ursaring could have taken out Giratina Altered because we have that play rough. So that is definitely the better call of what I should have done. But sadly, what we're going to see is I go for Ancient Power here. He brings back in Registeel, which is okay because he was kind of close to another lock-on, I think. And then we also get the boost, so nothing could have gone more perfectly than it is right now. But the thing is Ice Punch is going to take us out, and Ursaring is going to be very, very weak to Dynamic Punch. So what I'm going to try to do, I have an opportunity to win here, and I have to catch the Dynamic Punch. So we're going to go into Ursaring. We're going to guess and go into Giratina Altered, but he gets off a charge move. I'm like, please be Dynamic Punch. If this is Dynamic Punch, we win, but it's not. It's Ice Punch. So really good call by my opponent, and now I have to go for Shadow Claw. I can't go for a charge move because he's going to be able to get to Dynamic Punch. I'm hoping to finish off with Shadow Claws, and I'm hoping Dynamic Punch does not finish us off, but it does. So really good match by my opponent there. And like I said, when my opponent locked himself in, I should have gone into Ursaring. That would have been the better call. But this was the first time I was running this team, and my instinct whenever I see Giratina Altered, right, is to go into Togekiss. That's like the instinct that you do. Now we have another good lead, Ursaring versus Charizard, and what I'm hoping is to catch a Blast Burn. So we're going to go ahead and go for close combat here. And then what I'm going to hope to do is I'm going to swap now into Giratina Altered, hoping he goes for Blast Burn. But he doesn't. He holds it, and he holds it a while and then swaps out. So he got really, really low right there. Now we see the Swampert come in. So the goal of this fight is to successfully shield an Earthquake. As long as I do that, we can come out on top. So we are, especially with the Dragon Breath. So I'm guessing he's going to go for Earthquake right here because he's got loaded energy on Charizard. He's going to want to pressure shields. So that is perfectly fine for us. We're going to build up some extra energy just in case he decides to let his Swampert go down, and we go for the Dragon Claw, but he is going to shield. I'm like, okay. So we're going to go for another Dragon Claw right here. I'm guessing this is going to be Earthquake as well, so I'm not going to shield. It is going to be Earthquake. It gets us low, and then we're going to go ahead and go for Dragon Claw right here. I want to get his final shield if he decides to do that, but he doesn't. He lets the Swampert go down, and I know the Charizard's coming back in with Dragon Claws, which is perfectly fine because Dragon Breath just took out a ton of health. Dragon Breath is such a quick, fast move. He is going to get off Dragon Claw, take us out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into Togekiss because he has that loaded energy. He's going to go for another Dragon Claw, guys. And because we go into Togekiss, we're going to resist Dragon Claw. Perfect. This is exactly what we want. And we see the swap now into Venusaur. So Venusaur has access to Frenzy Plant, Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb is going to be the move that does super effective damage to us. But I'm guessing that he's going to go for Frenzy Plant, which he does. Sludge Bomb as well at that range wouldn't take us out. So we're just going to keep going for Charm. Now we're going to go for Flamethrower here. Could have gone for Ancient Power because he is going to shield no matter what right here. But we go for Flamethrower just in case he doesn't shield. And then I make a risky play right here, guys. I'm looking at the damage Charm is doing, and I'm looking at the energy that he's gaining, and I'm going to opt to shield right here because he has so much loaded energy in the back that I need to make him spend it all. So he's going for another Frenzy Plant right away. And now it's going to be a race between Ursaring and Venusaur for the charge move, and we have a little bit of energy advantage. Now we see the swap into Charizard, so we try to catch the charge move, but he gave us one extra fast move of energy. We're able to get to close combat and finish off the Venusaur. So really good battle there by my opponent. But I definitely think he stayed in with Charizard a little too long. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team. Ursaring was definitely a lot of fun to play, and if you guys utilize it well, protect it, and maximize that stored energy, you guys can get some nice wins. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.